Speedway Tavern. Speedway Tavern. Speedway Tavern.
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. What's the news today? Have a drink, have your say. All opinions here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Webby, GA, and Matt are here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Come and have your say.
I have often been told that there is team sport and then there is motorsport, and never the twain shall meet. But as you all know, Speedway is both, and the only true team motorsport. Now, we all have our teams. Matt over there, for some reason, supports Wolverhampton. We won't talk about Chris. And mine is Birmingham. So please forgive me if I am not quite on my usual game tonight, because I am watching Birmingham only in Speedway. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, we need to say thank you to Speedway Portal and Gladiators TV, because they're live streaming the Plymouth versus Birmingham match tonight, and they've letting us sort of talk about it a little bit and add commentary as we go along. I can't actually see what's happening at the moment.
I'll get up in a second.
But Birmingham doing quite well. 3 points in front last time I heard. And
Yep, still the
still
same.
and it's not
yes.
1922 after heat 8. So yeah, so we'll seems to be a fairly enjoyable meeting. It's all going to come down to the end by the looks of it. But we shall see. We shall see. So how is everybody?
We're all okay, thank you.
All good?
Yeah, great.
All good.
Good night for Wolverhampton.
Very good night, very good meeting as well.
Sheffield.
Really good. Sheffield were under strength admittedly, obviously losing Jack Holder through going to ride in Poland because it was a rearranged meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously Carl Howarth been missing as well for Sheffield. But they battled hard. Sheffield. There was some really good racing. Probably the best meeting of the season at Monmouth. But in the end, just about running out with a 10-point win. So a good base to build on for getting the bonus point when we return to Sheffield later in the season.
Not job done.
Not job done.
So
No,
which
certainly
makes
not job done.
Makes it exciting, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're coming up to the tapes now in heat. I guess it's heat 9, and I'll let you know who that is when I can be bothered. An interesting GP this week.
Very good GP. Sort of soured a little bit at the end, though, wasn't it? Really. With,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
yeah.
that. What's your thoughts on that?
I think if that decision had been made, that meeting had been anywhere else other than in Poland, I think the decision would have gone the other way.
It was a close decision. To be
It was
fair.
a close decision,
cut
and
and dry.
some people would argue that maybe Jason Doyle looked for it a little bit.
It just felt like to me that Barslick just didn't turn left basically until.
Well, he's a tough rider, Smarslick. You know, he's a lot tougher rider than I think people realise. But he certainly, and again, second GP in a row, he wasn't quite at his best, I don't think.
No.
Maybe got a little bit rattled, and we've seen occasionally in the past with Smarslick. I mean, he's been able to win the three championships that he's won so far in his career with relative ease. Obviously, the one season where he had some competition, of course, was with Artem Laguta a couple of years ago, who beat him.
Yeah.
So we've said before. I mean, the biggest enemy to Valter Smarslick is probably himself and maybe complacency. Now, I don't think that would come into play, but it can be. As I say,
if he has been complacent, he's having that wiped out of him fairly early in the season. And not a bad showing by the British lads again.
They did well.
Yeah.
I mean, Ty looks a little bit slow, I thought, at times, but he managed to sort of muddle his way into the semi-finals and didn't get any further. Robert Lambert, a tough night for him after such a good start. To finishing second in the first Grand Prix in Croatia, and then to not even make the semi-finals for the second one. Will be a
pick of the bunch, probably.
Bitterly disappointing him, but Dan Bewley obviously rode very well as well. I thought.
Had some good races, some good racing at Warsaw, wasn't there?
Yeah, but I mean, the biggest loser undoubtedly was Jack Holder, because he had that in the bag, didn't he? Really, I mean, he was comfortably out in front, and unfortunately, of course, we all, as I say, all the riders know the rules. You have to, the race has to be rerun at international level.
And as I will keep interjecting with this. It's 4-2 to Birmingham. 21-26, heat and 9.
Can I interject the interjection?
Yep.
Dylan says, evening chaps, first of all, fingers crossed for Steph, who's withdrawn after an awkward crash.
Yes,
apparently so. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen the crash.
No,
I think he sort of looped, coming into bend 3, I think it was. But I mean, he's had a few awkward crashes just recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's sort of he's had a very slow start to the season, as we all over. Last couple of weeks ago against Scunthorpe, he showed a lot more encouraging signs, but certainly Birmingham don't need that with all the problems they've had so far this season.
I tell you who hasn't had a slow start to the season for them, though. That's Alfie Botel.
No, he's done very well, hasn't he?
I think he's just won this latest race, actually.
I like the look of the Botel Nick Morris pairing. I think that's got the makings of being a very, very good solid pairing. They seem to have already developed a good understanding of racing with each other.
Yeah.
So
just going to the stream.
To the screen.
Just to compliment them on what a fantastic picture, and how clear is that stream? That's really looks.
On the
It
Speedway
looks
portal.
a real professional setup.
It does
Well
look
done
good.
all. Well done all.
All friends of the show, of course.
good, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm no fan of Doyle, and I like Schmarzlik. And for me, Bartes had to go, says Ben.
I thought
so.
I mean, to be fair to the ref, it wasn't a clear-cut decision, and you've seen those go that way plenty of other times as well.
Yeah.
I guess the referee decided he was in front slightly, and he was slightly in front just as the contact was made. But I think he didn't turn left until the contact. There was plenty of room on his inside to go to, and he didn't go.
I've got to say as well, watching it back afterwards and watching the rerun of the final, wasn't overly keen on, as they were coming across the line, the way that Smarslick sort of turned left on the third place man. In I'm trying to remember who it was now. Jack Holder, yeah.
Who was the unlucky?
I felt. Yeah, I mean, he will get a Grand Prix win eventually, but that will have really felt like a kick in the teeth, to be fair, because he had that. He had that in the bag. And he had ridden very, very well all the way through the meeting. So,
common sense should have prevailed in that race. Should have been awarded, as Jack Holder was nearly at full straight in front.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in the GPs.
Unfortunately, not at international level. You can do it in league racing, but not at an international
if it had
level.
been in Premiership, that would have been awarded, but
Yeah.
It has to be at the last lap, doesn't it?
Yep, but
The referee could have let it get past the line, and then it would have been on the last lap.
he could have done,
Absolutely.
Doyle was so unlucky and done well not to react when returning back to the pits, says Brian Reeson.
Well, I bet he did react eventually.
Well, he did.
I wouldn't have liked to.
I did notice on the cameras as he was walking past, and obviously Smiles sort of ran over, just put his hand out just to check he was all right, and Doyle just walked straight past him.
I wouldn't like to be his dog.
No, he's had a good start to the season though, Jason Doyle. Maybe people have often been saying whether he's a one-hit wonder in terms of winning a world championship. But
he should have won it twice, shouldn't he?
Well, absolutely, yeah. But his form so far this season seems to suggest that he could possibly, push for another one.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me a little bit. I'm just about to have a coughing fit.
Yep.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So cigars, isn't he?
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, we won't talk about.
Dylan says
What
he'll
I do
send you
with
the
them.
video of the crash. It's an awkward one.
Yeah.
You're going to put it, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No. Okay.
No,
Fair
sorry.
enough.
No, I'm not that clever.
Well,
Botel looked good for Swindon at pool, says Rich Thomas.
yeah, he scored well, didn't he? And Sedgman's come into the plate a little bit more as well.
He had that one tough meeting against Redcar, didn't he? But so far,
Possibly a worry is Nick Morris.
yeah, it was. If he'd have followed at Redcar, Birmingham would have got even closer, really, wouldn't they? Just did a
could
really,
very well have won.
just had a tough night. So
Thank you, Dad.
should have been water, shouldn't it? So,
It's for medicinal purposes.
So Nick Morris has got 3 and a 1.
Yeah.
Paid 2 tonight. Shame about Stefan Nielsen. We hope he gets better.
yeah,
By
but
tomorrow?
I mean, this would be such a massive win for Birmingham if they could. Well, there's a long way to go yet, but it would be such a huge win if they can hold on to this. It really would be.
How good was music last night? Is that Hispanic?
Very
I
good.
think music?
Tobias Music, yeah, very, very good. Very, fantastic rider to watch. Always rides Mama Green well, which you can't always say about the poles. Just I've never seen anybody sort of just into the bends at Mama with the speed that he manages to be fair, and it just scrubs it off as he's
Scrubs
going
it
out.
off
Yeah,
really
it's
quickly.
really, really quickly. Fantastic rider to watch. And as I say, some great racing last night. Probably the best meeting I've seen at Monmouth this season. I mean, the Peterborough meeting
You've
was
seen
pretty
some good meetings,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Peterborough meeting was very good as well. Which was a couple of weeks ago, but certainly this one was.
Do you think you're revising your opinion about where Wolves are going to finish this year? Because you were sort of saying fourth-ish,
Well, probably
tentatively.
at the moment, having Scott Nichols in as a guest for the continuing injured Lewis Becker has probably strengthened Wolves to an extent.
That's
Well,
not
obviously
going to stay like that.
He's not well. I mean, Luke is hoping to be back next week. By all accounts, there's a possibility that he might be back racing next week for another big challenge against Ipswich. So it's going to be another.
It's going to be a great match. I might come and watch that.
You have to take my place because I won't be there next
Oh,
week because I'm
okay.
on holiday. So I didn't plan that very well, did I? So, but thankfully Ipswich are back later in the season. So
Dan was very unfortunate in the semi-final, while in second place. Lindgren lifted, heading towards Dan. Had to shut off end of race. Dan said after he contemplated playing it down.
he could if he'd have come off there, then the referee would have had a decision to make because there's a possibility that he could have excluded Freddie for that. But again, we haven't really talked about Freddie, have we? And he won the meeting.
He won the
so,
meeting.
Yeah.
I think one of us here predicted that,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Did I? Was it me?
Don't think it was you, no.
No, I'm not that clever at all.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Yeah. Can't remember who it is now. So.
No, it wasn't you, though, was it?
No, it wasn't me. I know.
And it wasn't me, so
I don't know.
Might have been you.
One
Might
of
have
us
been
in the studio did
you.
that.
Never know.
Yeah, but joint leader after 2 rounds.
You can't
Yeah.
say fairer than that. It's looking to be a good old season.
I hope so. Yeah.
For
With all the talk about it being, a one-way.
a benefit for
Thanks for the
Smarslick.
title.
Yeah.
I think he's still the favourite. Let's not pulling any punches there.
But he hasn't failed to make a final, even though he hasn't been his usual sort of standard. It's a long old season.
Yeah, but I think the biggest positive really was after the disappointment of the first meeting in Croatia. It was a really, really good meeting as well. I mean, that
Absolutely.
track, it's a temporary track, and they the
I
last
mean,
last
in Dan
season they
Bewley's first ride,
yeah.
ran the outside.
Absolutely, yeah.
It
Well,
was,
I mean, the first race, Mickelson,
Mickelson,
went
yeah.
from last to first, I think, didn't he? And,
Something
he
like
thought he
that,
set it
yeah.
up for a great night, and then he didn't score another point after that. So, which was
He forgot to go around the outside
Yeah.
after that.
I think Bewley has picked the wrong gates in both GP semi-finals, which have cost him, in my opinion, getting into 2 finals, says Craig.
Yeah, well, he'll learn. He's still very young. You consider, I mean, he's about the same age Ty was, isn't he, when Ty first started?
yeah,
And,
slightly.
and Ty's first season was, let's be honest, not great.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
he
was,
had a lot to contend with.
it was too soon for him with that first season in 2010, and he
But-
came back in obviously in
but Dan
2013.
Bewley
It
looks-
was,
Looks like he knows what
Yeah.
what he's about. With a lot of help, I imagine, from Ty Woffenden.
Oh, I think so.
I
Not
think
not too much help, I don't think, to
Not
be
at the
fair.
moment,
But yeah, but I think with him as well, and with Robert Lambert, I still think Robert Lambert really should be racing in the British League.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does need that little bit of extra sharpness.
Now, obviously, we can't hear the commentary at Plymouth, Birmingham. There looks to be some sort of delay because
that?
of the track. I don't know what that is. I
think that's the Gladiator mascot. I think.
I thought I was having a moment.
Also, shout out to the Brum Promotion and Supporters Club who welcomed me into their graphics for their event and promotional stuff.
Okay.
Also, a plug for a free car sticker at the merch table for the first 100 people who go to the table tomorrow night, says Dylan Spuddy.
This is for
Birmingham, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think you've got one, haven't you? So
What, a sticker?
yeah, you had one on your motor.
On my motor. I used to. That's many years ago. Wouldn't fit on my bike.
Dan was unfortunate in semi-final, while in second place, Lindgren lifted.
Yeah.
I've done that one already.
You have indeed, yeah.
I believe 3 guests for Bellevue on Thursday as 3 riders riding in European meeting in Germany. Could it not have been rescheduled for Monday, knowing this meeting was in the calendar? I know they don't want a repeat of last season with fixtures being run too late in the season, but only 1 meeting last night.
It's been a lot of rain-offs, hasn't it?
I think they're just trying to get that meeting out of the way, and hopefully I'm not sort of edging my bets here, but with the 26-point win, it looks a dead tie, a dead second leg tie.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
You
anyway. So
Stranger things have happened.
it has. I think they've tried to get that meeting. I mean, I'm disappointing for me because I've obviously got tickets for that meeting on the Easter Monday, and it was rained off, and then it was rearranged for the next Bank Holiday Monday, and that was rained off, and of course it's now Thursday, and I can't get up there. So, but I will be going up to Bellevue on the next Bank Holiday because we are there again in the morning. So, looking forward to that one.
How can Warsaw get it right and Cardiff not? Similar tracks, says Simon.
To be fair, Cardiff has got it right.
Cardiff has got it right in the past, but it's got it badly wrong the last couple of years. I just wonder, there was a lot of talk last season about the shale that's used at Cardiff had been in storage for the previous 3 years through not being used due to COVID. And that some sort of moisture had got into the material, and it had,
They've been using it to piss on, is that what you're asking?
basically, yeah.
Hang on.
Using it for drinking as well. So. But hopefully, I think there's a lot of that gives hope. I think that they can do something about Cardiff, because they certainly. I mean, the last couple of Cardiff GPs have been really poor. They've struggled. They've sort of gone back to the bad old days when in the late noughties when we had some incredibly dangerous tracks. Not just at Cardiff, by the way, but in some of the other ones as well. And we seem to have sort of gone a little bit back to that. And I think it's a massive year for Cardiff this year. They've got to get it right.
It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yep, September. So it's the second. I think it's the penultimate round. So
Great positioning. Great positioning.
yeah, in the championship.
Hopefully,
I'm not really that keen on the GP. I prefer the British GP at Cardiff to be in July. I think the problem with having it in sort of
September,
August, early September, of course, is that you still got, obviously the kids have still got some holidays, and there's still people who are going on holiday, and the football season started as well. So you're going to have other things going on. So that
next heat has started,
Yep.
and it's looking.
Birmingham sitting on a 4-2 at the moment. So
4-2, you just feel that turns some sort of corner. I mean, let's not get too excited. We haven't won this match, and also they are sort of been hampered by injuries. Much so we know.
Bellevue not racing until next Monday either, says Craig Smith.
yeah.
Chris, don't forget YouTube. Well, I can't get YouTube at the moment because we're watching something else.
Well, we will probably catch up
But
at some
I'll
point.
have a look in a second.
Yeah.
You've got a phone, haven't you?
Yes,
there you go.
I'm reading the comments off that because I can't get that on.
Well, he's been on the radio earlier, hasn't he? So
Yes, but we don't want to talk about that.
I think he's edging his bets because he's hoping to present this morning tomorrow. So.
This morning, tomorrow. I've sent back the video with my pal that my pal sent me off Steph's crash. Guy has no look at all, says Dylan.
Yeah.
I believe
you can put through a few of the comments now. Anyway, it's 24-29, 4-2 to Birmingham in that one.
Yep.
Good God, we could win a match.
So look on YouTube first of all, see if there's any coming through. There's nothing on YouTube. Oh, hang on, there is something on from YouTube. I'll have a look.
Yep, Dave Edwards.
It was a good meeting last night at Wolves, but it's next Monday to be tough.
Ipswich.
in
Yep.
town.
Big challenge, that one.
It is a big challenge, although they haven't done quite as good up till now. Anyways, or certainly I was expecting them. Well, having said that, their last match, I can't remember who it was against now. They had a really good.
Well, they won twice at Monmouth last season. So
Yes, they did. Without Emil Saifu.
yeah.
Has he ever ridden Wolverhampton?
I think he's ridden there once. That was when he was at Coventry,
Oh,
which was
that means the
about
track record's
12 years ago. So,
Right.
yeah, he's going to... I don't think it's...
That was 12 years
12 years ago,
Wow.
yeah. I don't think it's probably not going to be his sort of track, to be fair, but I certainly don't anticipate him having any major issues getting around there.
No.
The big, obviously, with him and Jason Doyle as well. I mean, Jason Doyle's pretty much unbeatable at Wolves. I think he's barely dropped a point in the last 4 or 5 matches.
And he's really
But,
on good.
yeah, he's
really
going
good
well.
form.
I've got a lot of time for Jason Doyle. I think he's a very good rider. You know, he's sort of surprised me a little bit. You think it's about when he had that season at Birmingham. That was 2013. I don't think anybody then was picking him out as a future world champion, were they? But he's just suddenly went on that.
It was the year after that
Yeah.
he I think his year at Birmingham made him suddenly realise actually
I'm not quite good at this
yeah.
speedway like. So
Yeah, I think.
You'll get it. Just
Dylan
the
says, I
experts.
believe Wolves have Seji for Luke Beckett and Kyle Bickley for Leon.
Yeah, yeah, it's frustrating. It is. It is. It's. I know it's obviously a protected night, of course, with it being the Thursday, but it's not Bellevue's normal night. So.
Craig Smee says, I wonder if the promotion has learnt their lesson from last season. Which promotion, he doesn't say. They need to make it a whole spectacle again. I remember one year they had a Queen tribute band before the meeting who were fantastic, and motocross acrobatics along with fireworks at the end. I've been a few seasons after that and it's been poor. I know they do the fan zone outside. I was talking about the Cardiff now. I know they do the fan zone outside the stadium, but I feel the prices are on the high side, which puts people off going. What are the prices?
I don't think they're too bad, to be honest. I mean, I think the biggest criticism really at Cardiff is the price of the hotels, but you know, it's
Out
part
to
of the
there.
course. They just, you can't blame them, to be fair, for doing that. But
And they did bring the whole thing forward to give people a chance to go home after the match as well.
yeah, but I mean, they've had some great things at Cardiff in pretty much entertainment, but not so much the last few years. So.
We should speak about that. Workington having a good first meeting.
Delayed start as well. They had a massive crowd.
Massive
didn't they?
crowd.
big crowd, I saw that.
Yeah, massive crowd.
I like the photographs I've seen of the place as well, because he's sort of looking down.
Looking
at the
down on
audience.
it,
looks,
like a bowl.
yeah. It's a long old way, but it'd be a nice trip to make up.
Do hope they
Yeah.
come up into the championship next year. I wouldn't mind.
Well, I think they need to set some proper routes in place first before they can. Because if you think about it, the last season they were in the championship, they won the treble and then closed down because they
I mean,
just
they've had a
couldn't
good.
afford
They've had a good start there. 25,000 or 2,500. That's better. People at Workington, I believe.
25,000.
25. Those are the days.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Dylan Spuddy Hodgett says only in Speedway can Paco ride for Brum tonight and against them tomorrow. Speedway's a funny
it.
old
Be
sport.
interested to see how he gets on tomorrow, actually,
Yeah.
because he seems to have in his 2 guest performances for Birmingham ridden better than he's done for Edinburgh. Edinburgh's probably not his sort of track, is it really, Paco's? But compared to Perry Bar, I do think he would love to be back at Birmingham. To be honest, I think he had a real affinity with the club
I
when he
think
was
so.
there.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't, if I'm honest. Bellevue Wolves now on BSN Thursday.
Yep.
So
I shall.
you'll be able to
Might be
watch it.
tempted to have a look at that. Well, Bellevue
Ipswich
selected
beat
Select.
Peterborough 57-33 last Thursday in
Yeah.
the Knockout Cup semi-final.
1
foot in the final
Yep.
already.
Yeah. So it's going to be probably Sheffield that we're going to have. It is Sheffield, obviously, that we will have in the other semi-final if we don't do anything stupid against Bellevue and throw a 26-point lead away. So
Just got to get no last place, haven't you?
it shouldn't be beyond Wolves to get.
I'm getting a bit incy now because I can't see any more
Yep.
Birmingham Speedway on at the moment. So
I'll put it back
Well,
in, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm going to have another job for him in a minute. So
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, I forgot to put my tablet on charge, and the battery just died. So I'm going to need somebody to get the fixtures up for the prediction league at some point,
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get him up.
unless you want to do it. So
I'll get up in a second.
Yeah, we'll have to start thinking about that soonish.
Yeah.
we'll be having a look at the league table in about sort of 10 minutes, I
Oh,
think.
crikey, yeah, I'll get that set up as well. That's so much
So-
to do.
Nothing to talk about at Brum other than what's currently happening.
Yeah. One thing we do have to talk about, though, there is now a sponsor for the top league.
Oh yes,
Yes.
I forgot the name now. You will remind me.
I've got it on here.
Yeah,
I've got it on here and I've forgotten it.
it's insurance, isn't it?
Useless.
I seem to remember it being somebody out there will tell
Somebody will
us.
tell
what
us.
it is.
Yeah, we
somebody
do
out there
apologise for
will
this.
tell us.
We don't get prepared for this show. You don't need to know that now after the years we've been doing it. So.
Nah, we don't do anything properly.
Not since ever.
No.
But no, that's a big positive sign for the league to get a sponsor in as well. It's something that certainly I've been crying out for it for a long time because there's a sponsor in the championship, and now great to see a sponsor in the.
It just looks better, doesn't it?
It looks, I've never understood why Speedo hasn't been able to attract that sort of sponsorship.
Well, it has in the past. I mean, I can remember when it was the Golf British League.
Yeah, in the 70s,
in
but
the
certainly not in recent years, is it? So it's been disappointing that they've not been able to sort of get some sort of sponsorship, a main league sponsorship, for so long. But thankfully they have now, and hopefully it's not too late really for.
A bit like the Speedway Tavern. I'm surprised we haven't had sponsorship. We're so brilliant.
By the way, there was
That went down.
Yeah.
That went down like a lead balloon. didn't
I've
it?
just noticed that there was a 5-1 that we missed for Plymouth, Heat 10, and takes the scores to 29-30.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Squeaky bum time now.
Squeaky
Getting
bum time.
closer.
However, we have Nick Morris and
Alfie
Alfie
Botel.
Botel against. It won't be Worrell because he's not there, and somebody in Compline.
Yep.
So possible Heat win, you would hope.
I fear for Peterborough even finishing the season at this point. They just don't seem to care much at the moment.
I get,
That's the worrying thing for me with
I do
Peterborough
get
at the
that
moment.
feeling. It's like we'll give it this year, but we don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, when they signed Nicky Pedersen, I think you wouldn't have said that.
I think one or two of the Peterborough fans had sort of a hunch that
Well, we had that on the thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
He'd be gone by June or something. Something like
and he was gone by March, wasn't he? So
that. He was
it's,
gone by after half a lap. I think.
yeah. Yeah, it's just. I just think. I mean, obviously, we saw the statement that Wolves released last week about the situation with Peterborough being allowed a guest facility for a rider that he's technically withholding his he is withholding his services, and Wolves have got a rider that's ridden 77 successive matches for the club and now can't get a guest because he hasn't ridden a match this season. It's just the frustrating
yes.
inconsistency. Alfie Bartel sort of. I thought he was on the beach at Plymouth then, not on the racetrack. So.
And it's looking like a 3-3.
Yep.
Which keeps us 1 point in front. Still squeaky bum time. And that looks like Ben Barker out the front. Hey.
I saw my first bonus point Superheat Sunday when Kent took the spoils over Berwick, says Ben Clifton.
Never seen one. You've seen one?
I haven't seen one yet. No.
What did you think?
Let us know.
Let us know. Was it exciting or was it?
It's not the sort of thing that I think. I'm not too keen on it myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a draw in the meeting. I think it's just sort of trying to fabricate a result that.
We're not Americans after all.
No.
And Craig's asking what do we think about the new sponsorship. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Sport Insure are part of the AON group. We're a huge insurance company. Yeah, they're massive, aren't they? Yeah. And Sports Insure is their motorcycle arm of insurance. And it's continued to make the sport more professional and sustainable. Hopefully this sponsorship filters down to club levels. That's the hope, I suppose, isn't it?
I would like to hear some feedback about stuff from Phil Morris. He's been very quiet over the past.
That's not
few
surprised
weeks.
me, to be honest, to be fair, Michael, because I think I said at the time, I think this year Phil Morris will be looking, sort of watching from the sidelines and looking at things that he likes, seeing what he likes, things that he doesn't like, and then maybe report back to the BSPL when they have the AGM at the end of the season. Maybe, of course, there'll be details feeded into the meetings that they have. Of course, they do have regular meetings during the season as well. So, I think this year it'll probably be 2024 when you start to see sort of things that he wants to see being done.
I've just seen that near incident with Alfie Botel. I'll tell you what, he did well to stay on his bike.
Did well to hang on to that, yeah. Did well to hang on to that.
Good motorcyclist he's turned into this year.
There's a decent enough crowd there as well, actually. There's a few people there as well.
A few cars there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a few yellow and red jackets there, so and it's not it's not as if it's a short trip down the road, is it? It's
You've been
quite a long
talking to your
one.
dad again,
Oh,
haven't
it's
you?
a massive trip.
You've been talking to your dad again, haven't you? Yellow and red.
Yeah.
Made me tired watching Phil Morris running around on the GP so much. He never stops.
He
that
doesn't
man.
stop, does he?
No, because there is obviously I don't know whether either of you watch it on Discovery or whether you watch it on Eurosport, because when you watch it on Discovery you've got the opportunity to sort of select which camera you're going to watch, and there is a camera actually on the end of his earpiece, and it's just never stops. It's full of energy. He really does put a lot of work into. I mean, he was like that when he was at Birmingham. He never sort of stopped it. He was sort of running around getting everybody
He
going.
was a great team manager. He really was.
Did a good job at Birmingham, and especially in the circumstances that he was having to work in as
That
well.
we didn't
but I
know.
don't think we'll go on that. So.
Yeah, we didn't fully know at the time. It's only afterwards that it started coming out.
Yep.
Mike,
Yep.
with your mic, can you twist it round in the cage so you got the blue lights? I think Nick knocked it a bit. It should twist round.
Nick knocked it a bit.
Nick knocked it a bit. Is that better? There you go. Okay.
We should do these at the production meeting before, shouldn't we?
I wasn't invited to a meeting. What?
Production meeting.
Neither was I, actually.
Production.
Pardon?
And Heat 12
It's
is
32-33
underway.
now in favour of.
Yeah, 32-33, but Brummies Gate on a 5-1.
Yep.
I'll tell you who's in this heat in a second. And we have
Just
got
talk amongst yourselves, everyone, for a minute. So
Stark, Trigger, Castagna and Thompson.
Yeah.
We should talk about Joe Thompson.
Signs of Birmingham.
Good signing, place of Ty Proctor, do you think? Probably worst kept secret.
I think so. I mean, he knows the track. Certainly, obviously, from when he was.
He's going to lose the 5-1 though.
Yeah, from when he was. Him and his brother were mascots there. I think it was a no-brainer really to release
Ty
Ty
Proctor.
Proctor, because it just wasn't working for him, was it?
No, not at all.
He's had a tough couple of years, and he just looks to me like a rider that's just completely got no confidence at all. It's sad to say that, because he was a really good rider when he rode for us.
Ended in the 4-2.
But and obviously, I think we all wish him well. But I think it's a decent move for Birmingham, but. They just really need a bit of luck, to be fair. If they can hold on to this, then this will be a huge boost to
Won't
everybody
it?
going into what's a massive meeting tomorrow at Perry Bar against Edinburgh, because that's a match really that Birmingham need to be looking to win, because Edinburgh has
They've not done great,
not had
have
a
they?
great start.
And of course, James Wright making his first appearance for this season tomorrow. Or so we think, anyway.
Well, good rider if he can stay fit, and that's been the problem really for Birmingham. It's probably the one rider in the team that they could not afford to
Lose.
because it was going to be difficult to replace him. So I still think Birmingham can make the top 6. It's going to be difficult now.
Well, it's not. I mean, if they win matches, they'll make the top 6. It's as simple as that. This today is our first.
Yeah. I suppose the good
We're
thing,
unbeaten.
I guess really from the sense of from Birmingham's perspective, I suppose the good thing is, they've the matches that they've been beaten so far have not been league matches, so they've sort of got a clean slate in league matches, haven't they? And, the BSN series. I mean, I think it was pretty clear when the draw was made that Redcar and Scunthorpe were going to be favourites, because they are stronger teams than Birmingham. The knockout cup as well was going to be tough against Scunthorpe. But I think Scunthorpe over the 2 legs. The second leg hasn't been raced yet, but Birmingham Scunthorpe are a strong team. Teams like Scunthorpe, Redcar, Poole, Glasgow, they are going to be difficult for Birmingham to match at home, let alone away.
Yeah.
So
we shall see. Rich Thomas said he did predict Proctor and Pedersen, just got the month wrong. Just KK to go, he says.
still hanging on, isn't he, Casper Zach? So.
We should talk about Kenyon Rue. Got his first paid maximum.
He does look a good
looks
prospect, to be fair. He's people look at him and think that he's a newcomer. I think he's about 24, 25, so it's fairly late for someone to sort of get a first appearance in British Speedway. He's obviously been doing a lot of racing on the continent, particularly in Poland. But again, as I say, good prospect, and I think it's going to benefit him hugely having Jason Doyle alongside him in the pits at Ipswich every week. So, as Mr. Rogers just holding court in the away end of the pits at Plymouth.
And there's your double on the left-hand side.
Yes. You're not the first person to say
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
It's uncanny, isn't it? It is uncanny.
Wish I had his money.
I know. And you're not older than him as well.
Yeah. Right, I guess we should,
shouldn't
get
we?
out the league.
Yeah. You're probably not going to want to look at this league anyway.
Because
I'm still ahead of you.
how do you keep doing that? I mean, I had such a much better week than you last week. Simon Corbett's creeping up a little bit.
Yes, the 10th now. So.
I always had faith in him. Always had faith in him.
You weren't saying that 2 weeks ago.
That's where you're getting most of your knowledge from, Sam.
Yeah.
It didn't do me any good, has it?
No.
Look at me. I'm still in front of you by one.
John Bird and Andrew Garner on 55 points apiece. Ben Clifton 52. Daniel Lynn 51.
He'll be happy with that, Ben will.
Yep. I'm still not the best tipster in my family either. So it's quite some way off him at the moment. So.
At least you're the best tipster in the...
Just about. I'm not that far ahead.
Yeah, he's doing well, Brian. He's usually quite quiet on this game.
Yeah.
Play as well, but no, he's fully into it. Well done. Good stuff.
I think he's taking it seriously this year.
think he
So.
He wants that mug.
Yeah, the only one in the book family who is.
Yeah. Right, so, well, shall we...
Have we got the fixtures up? So
Oh, crikey, I've got to do that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you'll have to talk to you.
I'll make a note to mental self. Make sure you put your tablets on charge on a Monday night.
Yeah, you'll have to have a chat then when I get them up then, okay.
All right.
You go on.
When's the next GP?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
In Prague.
In Prague.
Yep.
Different sort of place.
Different sort of
again.
track. It's it's not a track that's generally very popular with a lot of Speedway fans. I know it's. I think it's a popular destination. To
Yes.
go. And obviously I know people have been to Prague and they say it's a fantastic city, but
Where do I find the fixtures, by the way?
Go to the BSPL.
Of course, yeah.
so yeah,
Nobody's
there's
ever said that before.
different. Different type of track. It's going to be. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to, obviously to see how things go. It's quite tight at the moment at the top of that. Well, it is tight, isn't it? Because you've got joint leaders. But at the moment, it's a possibility that there might be a few challenges coming from elsewhere as well.
I might get above you if this meeting goes my way.
Yep.
No chance.
Right. Let's start
okay.
off then. Tomorrow's night, a crucial meeting for Birmingham.
It's your go first, Chris.
Birmingham against Edinburgh.
And it's my go first.
Yep.
I'll go Edinburgh by 6.
Edinburgh.
It's these teeth.
I'm going to say Birmingham by 6 as well. Honestly, I know it's the other way, but
I'm going to go. I mean, is Josh Pickering going to be riding tomorrow? He's doubts of him, I think, isn't there? So I'm going to go Birmingham by 10. But I think it's a must-win for Birmingham. They must start their league campaign off.
Must wins at the
Yeah,
moment.
but for the league it certainly is. Okay. Also tomorrow night in the BSN Series Southern Section, Oxford against Plymouth.
And that's up to me. A great start Oxford have had.
Yep.
And I'm going to say Oxford by 12.
That's what I've said as well.
I'll go Oxford by 10. Just a bit different.
Okay, right, BSN Series semi-final, first leg, so we've still got group matches being played alongside semi-finals.
Only in Speedway.
Yep, and that's Poole against Redcar. What a match that promises to be.
Yeah. Whew, and it's up to you, Matt. Good luck.
Tough one, that is. That's a really difficult one. I'll go Pool by 8.
I'll go Paul by 4. Go on, you're going to go in the middle, aren't you?
I'm thinking of a draw, but no, I'm going to go Pool by 10.
Okay.
Wouldn't be a shock if Redcar went there and won.
No.
Okay. Okay, next up is the...
Well, it would be to Paul.
Yeah. I think next up is what they're calling the Buster Derby, the Buster Chapman Derby. Kings Lynn against Peterborough in the Premiership on Thursday night.
Kings Lynn versus Peter. Although we can't actually see the screen, I am keeping up to date with the match. For those of you listening. No, it's okay. We've got to do this. Kings Lynn versus Peter. It's up to you.
That's what you said. I'll go I'll go Peterborough by 4.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to say a draw, which suits neither side.
I'll go Kings Lynn by 10. Huge match for both teams, really, isn't it, in the course of their season. I don't think Peterborough have won since July last year.
Yeah,
It's
stunning.
Just, you think back to the season before when they had that wonderful league championship win.
Yeah,
It's just
Dad's Army.
completely tumble off the cliff, hasn't it? Okay, Bellevue against Wolves in the Knockout Cup quarter-final second leg.
That's up to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, 26 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bellevue, just because I'd love to see it happen, by 26.
I wouldn't love to see it happen, I know that.
I'd love to see your face.
Yeah. I will go for... I don't think we'll win there. We do. We
don't need to win
there, to be fair, but we just need to do the bare minimum. I will go for Bellevue by 12.
But of course, that there's the rub. If you go with that attitude, we don't need to win.
Yep.
You come off the gas
I don't think they will, to be honest. I don't think they will. We've got we've got riders who go well red, and we've got a decent racing record there. So, Mr. Brown,
I'll go Bellevue by 8. Craig's gone Bellevue by 26. Simon's gone Bellevue by 14.
Okay. Next up is Glasgow against Scunthorpe in the BSN Series semi-final second leg.
Just a quick interjection. Steph has gone on his way to hospital with a possible broken foot.
Oh dear.
Oh, damn.
Best wishes, Stephen.
Who's he
Looking
up
for
to?
replacements again.
Yep.
Is it up to me?
It is
Glasgow
up
Scunthorpe,
to,
yeah.
It's up to Matt.
Is it? All right. Okay. I'll go Glasgow by 10.
I'll go Glasgow by 12.
I'll go Glasgow by 12.5. No. I'm going to say Glasgow by 10.
Okay. Okay, next up in the NDL, bit of a derby this one, Berwick against Workington on Saturday.
Oh, that's up to you, Chris.
Yeah. Workington. I'll go Workington by 4.
I'm going to say Berwick by 6.
I've gone Berwick by 12.
In that one then.
Berwick are stronger arm, and they're in that league. Okay, the second leg of the other semi-final, Redcar against Poole.
That's up to Mike, I think, isn't it?
That's up to me, isn't it?
Yep.
A red car. What did we? I'm going to say red car by 10, which would give another 2-leg draw and a superheat.
I've gone Redcar by 10, which would put them in the final.
Quick, because the race is about to start. Workington versus Berwick. No.
Yep. Hang on. What's yours for Redcar, Poole? And
Oh, did I not say? Red car by 6.
what's that, 42?
And
So you've got Redcar going through as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll go.
Next up is Workington against Berwick on Sunday. That'll be a good match.
It's up to you, Matt.
I'll go Workington by 10. That should be a good match, actually, that one should.
Chris.
I'll go Workington by 14.
I'm going to say Workington by 12.
Okay.
Put the heat on, please. because there is a
Not that cold in here, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
there's a race going on. Yeah, there's a race going on.
Okay, Peterborough against Kings Lynn is next.
Peter versus Kings Lynn.
Peterborough versus Kings Lynn. Is it up to me?
It is, yes.
I'll go Peterborough by 4. Oh, I think that's on rewind, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll come back to it then. Okay. It's up to you, Mike.
You said Peterborough by 4. I'm going to say Kings Lynn by 2.
I've gone Peterborough by 2. Okay, Wolves against Ipswich is next.
Wolves versus Ipswich. That's up to me, isn't it? Oh, wow. I'm going to say Wolves by 4.
Up to you.
I've gone a draw.
There's confidence for you.
Okay, I'll go Ipswich by 4.
Ipswich have got a phenomenal racing record at Monmouth. So. Okay, and the last one is Leicester against Sheffield.
Leicester against Sheffield, and it's to you, Matt.
Sheffield by 4.
I'll go Sheffield by 10.
Draw.
Okay. Okay.
I've got to try and claw something back from somewhere.
Okay.
I think we've just missed a heat, haven't we? Down at
I
Plymouth?
think so. It's not come up on.
No, we just seen replays of earlier races at the moment, so
Yep.
I don't know exactly what's happened. But, I think we had a comment just here. Kenan Rue has just turned 20, been riding in Denmark from the age of 13. So most of his apprenticeships were in Europe.
In Europe, yeah. So
It's no bad thing to get a paid maximum in your first season in the Premiership, is it?
certainly isn't. No, well, obviously he hasn't got any experience of any of the tracks over here. So
Although it was at Peterborough, wasn't it? Was it which is
big track which would have suited him, I think.
Yeah.
So
There's another heat about to start up, and we'll keep you up to date with that. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. I'm so excited for a Birmingham win tonight. Does it show?
You never know.
we don't know what the current score is because they haven't put the result of the last 8, have they?
No, it hasn't come up on the updates either. But
So it is 8:13, isn't it? So
okay.
we're just having a look at the gate stats. So it's quite even.
Not surprising.
Yep. Gate 4's got 3 winners. Gate 3's got 2. Gate 2's got 3. Gate 1's got 4.
Ben Barker's obviously been doing something with the kids on the centre green, walking off.
That don't sound good.
I wonder whether anybody was going to go there.
Yeah.
So. I have to say, Ben Barker. I know he's a bit of a Marmite character, but one thing he's very good at is sort of interacting with the crowd. And he was like that for Birmingham.
I think he loved his time at Birmingham. But I think he's
I think that's,
in the twilight of his career.
I've seen a few people who say they'd love to see him back at Birmingham, but I just wonder whether that would be a sort of a backward step really for the club.
Rue's maximum was at Ipswich last week.
Ipswich, not Peterborough.
Yeah. This week's fact
Oh
or
yes.
fiction.
Okay.
True or false? Let me just get my beep ready. True or false? Scunthorpe have had 5 name changes since they began.
What are they at the moment?
Scorpions.
Scorpions. I think they've been Stags, haven't they?
Yeah. That was in the 70s, 80s, was it, when they ran before?
I can't think of any other.
That's the only two I can think of.
I'll let you ponder on it for a bit and I'll let you know at the end of the show.
Yep.
Knowing him, they've had 6.
Rich Thomas has gone for true.
Okay.
Right. Well, we'll let you know on that one.
He's just going on the basis that last week was wrong, so this week must be true.
Yep.
The score is still 34-37.
Birmingham's still just got the noses in front in that one.
And this is going to be an important heat.
Yeah. And it's a tricky place to go as well, to be fair.
It's very small.
Plymouth, yeah.
They only need one camera.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Just noticed that there's no meeting there next week because I'm in Plymouth on holiday next week. So that's really.
Are you trying to tell us you're not here next week?
Well, I might be here next week. I might be through the medium of technology. You never know. See how I feel.
I thought it was a bus that came on. Dylan's gone for true as well.
I love this, that the Gladiators mascots out there throwing sweets into the crowd for the...
I love to see when the clubs have got mascots that interact with the
great,
crowd
isn't it?
as well. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
Birmingham we've got Brummy Bear. The best one really is Bellevue's Chase the Ace. He's brilliant. He's
Why? Explain.
It's very professional.
very professional. So, really gets involved. Really gets the crowd
He's-
going
he's-
as well.
he takes part in all the heats.
Goes to away meetings as well. So,
Right.
so
So he rides the bike round as well.
I've never seen him ride a
You
bike.
just said he partakes in all the heats.
Yeah, he's there at the beginning. He's
okay.
revving he does
say
a little
that-
routine and stuff at the
say
starting
quite
gate as they go
dangerous,
off.
wasn't
And, yeah,
just a bit.
almost as dangerous as me on a bike.
Okay, so far people think that my true or false is true. And you've got about 8 minutes left. So here we go.
I'm going to write down what I think so that I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me have a look. So let's have a look. I can't read though.
You've seen it.
Okay. There we go then.
Okay, so here goes Heat 13. I'm going to try and do a... No, I'm not.
No,
I was
no.
going to say I'm going to do a commentary on it, but
Please don't.
there's a rider at the and another rider, and there's four of them. That'll be...
I love your professionalism,
Yes.
Hall's Viking mascot used to be hilarious, says Rich Thomas.
Okay, I don't imagine you've even seen Hull ride, have you?
I have seen
Have you
Hull ride,
seen?
yeah. Yeah, Hull ride a few years back in the 90s, didn't they, when they rode? So
All right.
I saw Alan Graham riding for
Really?
riding for Hull. So
Wow.
doing his usual trick of turning up at Mama Green and turning into Ivan Major. So.
I think
He always did.
I
Rest
think-
his soul on.
I think the Googling has started. I'm going to change to false. I think they had 3 name changes: Stags, Saints, and Scorpions.
Saints, I forgot
Oh
about
God,
Saints,
yes, I remember that. Well, I don't remember it, but I've heard it. So
Well, come on then.
Jeff's gone false as well.
You might as well put us through our misery.
Chase
then.
the Ace used to borrow and jump on a bike during the rider parade. I think health and safety put a stop to it.
Yeah.
It used to be brilliant, says Craig. Okay, so the question was, Scunthorpe had 5 name changes. True or false? Matt?
false.
False.
It is, in fact, false.
It is. Oh, good.
Hey.
Oh, we got one.
How
right
many
this
name
week.
changes
Well
did
done.
that? How many name changes did they have?
3.
3.
Well done. Yeah. Well
Heat
done.
13, tapes go up, and it's
a Birmingham
5-1 from the tapes anyway. This will put it beyond, wouldn't it?
We're going to see some team riding here from
Yeah.
Nick Morris
Nick
that we've
Morris
seen
and
before.
Sedge.
So
I don't Google, says Dylan. I asked my pal, Scotty Dan.
I thought you were going to say I asked Alexa. So that's the other one, isn't it? So
Use the assets available to you.
Some great team riding going on here.
yeah,
although
it's just
that's-
let him go, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I think the commentating is absolute rubbish on this.
all I need
It
to
just
go.
goes to show how difficult it would be.
Yes.
I have done.
You've
Yeah.
done-
I have done commentary before. It's not easy to be fair, especially when it's better when you've got somebody with you that you can sort of share it between you, but not when you're doing it all on your own. It's not as easy as people seem to think it is.
Tried it on a football match.
And that's a 5-1 for Birmingham.
Well done. Well done.
Actually, they've got this, haven't they? Now they can't let this
I
go,
think so.
can they? Can they?
Well, they could do mathematically. It's Plymouth
Do you know
got to
what?
get 2 5-1s now to win by a point. So
Oh yeah, because don't forget it's not 45 because there was a 3-2.
yeah, no, by a point. So if Plymouth get 2 5-1s, they get 45. Birmingham will have 44. So Birmingham could still lose by a point. So it's got to be a bit sensible now for Birmingham.
Yeah. So
That's,
no last place, and they've won it basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, apparently Bradford have been Boomerangs, Tudors, Baron, Norther, Dukes and Panthers.
They've had a few changes.
So here's a
Bradford
question
over the
for you,
years.
Bert. You'll probably know this. I don't, but I know it's true. Birmingham have had another name. It's been not just Birmingham Brummies, we've been Birmingham something else.
I don't.
Not from Perry Bar, though.
No, from Hall Green, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, there
Yep.
you go. Yeah.
Look at that. Get in there.
He knows how to spoil quizzes, doesn't he?
Yeah. The idea was to let the people out there.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah. The person that's listening.
No, I couldn't hold it there. I couldn't hold it in.
That's what she said.
Bishop to the barmaid. Chasing Ace has always had great banter with the Ben 2 Army, Sheffield fans.
He has good
Whenever-
banter. Yeah, he has good
whenever-
banter with the away fans as well. So, which is on the back straight. So,
And Craig
It's
wants
good
to
though,
know-
if it's done properly. It has to be done properly, otherwise it's just
yeah.
yuck.
Craig wants to know which club, past and present, has had the most name changes. Does anyone know? Well, if anybody knows.
Well, Wolves have had two. Wolves were Wasps back in the 50s.
Were they?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Mountain Wasps back in the 50s. And then changed to Wolves in the 60s.
Rich Thomas says
Probably
Bulldogs,
Cradley.
but he's too slow, Rich. You're too slow. I've already got it. Birmingham were also called the Blues for one season, 1934, although their colours were blue and claret. That's
Hey.
disgusting.
You should have said it the other way around. That's the
Claret
proper
and
way.
blue, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he made it plain.
I think I need to. I think I
round.
need to
Yeah.
stand behind him in case he falls off his chair. So
Mind, that would have been quite a coup, really, to have kept that, wouldn't it, for the one side of Birmingham? They might have got more following.
You say we might have got more following. Have you seen the pictures of the followings we used to get?
Oh, I know, you've seen in the 40s as well.
You know,
like,
football
yeah,
crowds.
Wow.
Football crowds.
I know it was just some of the footage that old footage that you see is incredible. You can't see any spaces in the terraces, can you?
No,
No. Fantastic.
Sadly, I think those days are gone. With the best one in the
for
world.
football as well.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't think Speedway will ever see crowds like that.
Certainly not in this country. You might do in Poland, of course, but
Yeah.
Little cameo there from Pearson's James Pearson's mechanic.
yeah.
He's just blowing kisses to the camera.
And the score is 35-42.
So Birmingham one hand on the win. They just need to not do anything stupid in these
Yeah,
last
it'd
two.
be nice to not have to worry about any bonus points and stuff as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's quite a disgusting suit he's wearing, I've got to say.
it's certainly distinctive,
It's
isn't
very,
it? So,
yeah. He's had the same suit last year. He
Yeah.
had a lot of comments about it. It's
Has anybody
certainly.
told him it's pink?
I think he's
Do you think he
worked.
knows?
I think
I think
he
he
knows,
might have worked that out.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah.
Or was it red? Was it red and he put it onto a higher wash or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very distinctive.
It's quite disgusting. Well, we've got 2 minutes left, Mike.
So you may be able to cheer in Birmingham's first win as we.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd like to do. I mean, it's been quite Birmingham centric today,
Yeah.
and but for obvious reasons. So I do apologise.
I can
But
tell you're
I would like-
excited because you keep clicking that bloody
Yeah,
thing.
I am excited.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid. Still got the passion.
Yeah.
Still got the passion.
Quick one. What are your thoughts on British GP returning to Wembley? We did briefly touch on it last week. didn't we?
Don't think it's going to
I
happen.
don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll
Is
happen.
this the
But the
honest truth?
yeah.
No, I don't. Baby James has the best Kevlars in British Speedway. I said what I said.
Would that be a Mr. Graham Pearson by any chance?
That's from Dylan.
Okay.
All right.
No, I do like it. They're very
They're distinctive, aren't they?
Oh,
yeah.
they'll see him come in, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might
I want to have a
just
plug for people that want to go and see some Speedway tomorrow. Go to Birmingham. It's going to be a great match, whatever happens. I think tomorrow's going to be a really, really good match. So we need the support, guys. So get yourselves down
Yeah,
there.
it's obviously the first. Birmingham was obviously starting their home league campaign. Of course, this is a league campaign, so
Oh, it was just about to be a 5-1 to Plymouth, but it's been turned around. It's now 4-2 to Plymouth, and that's all we need.
yep.
All we need.
we must also thank the powers
Nice
that be
little outside pass by Alfie Botel.
for letting us watch this stream as well.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
and letting us comment on it and So yeah, you really should check them out at Speedway
Alfie
Portal.
Hotel currently holding the second place in heat number 14, and that would be enough for Birmingham to get over the line.
First win of the season and to be unbeaten in the league.
Yeah.
And I think
Hey.
I think this race will just about
Take us over the line.
See us out as well. So
As he heads over the line, and that's
And there
it.
we
Birmingham's
go.
first win of the 2023 season.
what good timing as well, just in time for the end of the show. Thank you, guys.
Thank you everybody for listening.
Yep.
Hope you all do well in your respective teams this week. Just get out and watch some Speedway. And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't you